In the long-awaited preview for episode 173 of Battle Through the Heavens, the world once again turns its gaze toward Xiao Yan, the man who walked through flames, who challenged fate itself, and who now stands at the very peak of the continent as a newly advanced Dou Sheng. Draped in his signature black robe, his long hair fluttering in the wind, Xiao Yan exudes the calm, commanding aura of a true powerhouse. Yet for all his strength, he knows that power alone cannot win the war that is coming. The Soul Palace still lurks in the shadows, plotting, devouring, corrupting. And so, with Yao Lao by his side, Xiao Yan begins his grandest endeavor yet, the formation of the Heavenly Mansion Alliance, an organization meant to unify the continent's mightiest forces under a single banner to oppose the Soul Palace once and for all. Their first destination, the Little Pill Tower. For years, the Pill Tower has stood as the sacred heart of alchemy across the continent. Every major sect, every influential power, every renowned expert has, in one way or another, been touched by its existence. And now, with the continent teetering between chaos and unity, Xiao Yan and Yao Lao know that the allegiance of the Little Pill Tower will be the keystone of their future alliance. Without it, the Heavenly Mansion would be just another gathering of fighters. But with it, they would have the support of every alchemist, healer, and spiritual craftsman under heaven. Yao Lao, once the greatest alchemist of his era, steps forward as both a teacher and a legend reborn. His name, once whispered with reverence, had faded into myth after his fall. But now, resurrected and radiant once more, he returns to the very place that once defined his legacy. For Yao Lao, this journey is more than diplomacy. It is a homecoming. And it is here that he will meet not only his peers, but also a woman from his past, Xuan Yi, the one who once held his heart. As the two approach the towering gates of Sacred Pill City, the heart of the Pill Tower's domain, countless alchemists pause mid-step, their gazes drawn to the approaching figures. To see Yao Lao alive again, that alone is enough to shake the city to its core. Whispers ripple through the streets, astonishment spreading like wildfire. The once fallen flame master walks again beside his disciple, now a Dou Sheng himself, a sight that none would have believed possible. Inside the Pill Tower, Xuan Kongzi, the master of the Little Pill Tower and one of Yao Lao's old companions, senses a familiar aura. His expression shifts from calm to disbelief before a slow smile creases his aged face. So, the old friend truly returns, he murmurs. And beside him stands a woman, graceful, dignified, yet carrying a quiet melancholy that even time has not erased. Xuan Yi. Once a brilliant alchemist, now one of the pillars of the Pill Tower, her heart had never forgotten the man who once walked away from her. When Yao Lao appears before her once again, clad in his flowing robe, his face youthful yet bearing the weight of centuries, Xuan Yi's composure falters for the first time in decades. Her eyes widen, shimmering with emotion, and her voice catches in her throat. The man who had once chosen ambition over love now stands before her, alive and smiling softly. Yao Lao too is struck silent. He had faced gods and devils, endured life as a disembodied soul, and clawed his way back from oblivion. Yet this meeting shakes him more than any battle ever could. His gaze lingers on her face, remembering every detail from the past, and for a moment, time itself seems to stand still. Xuan Kongzi, observing the two from the side, cannot help but chuckle. Having watched Xuan Yi suffer in silence all these years, he knows better than anyone how deep her feelings for Yao Lao still run. Stepping between them, he grins and nudges Yao Lao's arm. "Old friend," he says slyly, "some debts are long overdue, wouldn't you say?" Yao Lao coughs awkwardly, his calm composure giving way to rare embarrassment. "Xuan Kongzi, even after all these years, you've not changed. Still the same meddlesome old man," but Xuan Kongzi only laughs louder. The tension in the room softens, replaced by a quiet warmth. The warmth of friendship renewed after centuries apart. And yet, beneath the laughter, Xuan Kongzi's eyes glint with intent. He has long wished to see Yao Lao and Xuan Yi reunited. Both have carried their regrets for too long. Now with Yao Lao's return and the Pill Tower's future at stake, perhaps this long-awaited reunion can also heal an old wound. As the discussions begin, Xiao Yan respectfully steps aside, allowing his master and his elders to speak. The conversation soon shifts from memories to purpose, the formation of the Heavenly Mansion Alliance. Yao Lao outlines the vision clearly, uniting the Flower Sect, the Burning Flame Valley, and the Little Pill Tower to stand as one. Each faction holds immense power, but their strength lies not merely in battle, but in balance, a union of might, wisdom, and healing. The Flower Sect's Qing Xianzi, with her unmatched spiritual insight, and the Burning Flame Valley's Hou Yun ancestor, wielding the fire of destruction, both have agreed to consider the alliance. What remains uncertain is the Little Pill Tower's position. Xuan Kongzi listens carefully, nodding at Yao Lao's words, his expression thoughtful. Xuan Yi, meanwhile, silently observes Xiao Yan, the disciple of the man she once loved, and feels both admiration and nostalgia. She sees in Xiao Yan the same fire that once burned in Yao Lao, perhaps even stronger. At first, it seems the alliance might indeed be secured. Xuan Kongzi and Xuan Yi both express their approval, but not everyone in the Pill Tower shares their sentiment. A name soon rises in opposition: Old Monster Hou. Old Monster Hou, a cunning and unpredictable alchemist, had long sought a position among the elders of the Pill Tower. Ambitious, arrogant, and always scheming for influence, he views the alliance proposal not as an opportunity, but as a threat. The moment word spreads of Yao Lao's visit and Xiao Yan's request, Hou's face twists in irritation. He knows that if the Heavenly Mansion Alliance rises, the power of the Soul Palace will wane, and along with it, his own covert dealings with them. As the meeting proceeds, the atmosphere changes. The air grows heavy. The door bursts open, and in strides Old Monster Hou. Thin, sharp-eyed, his lips curling in disdain. His presence alone fills the hall with tension. His gaze sweeps over everyone before locking onto Xiao Yan. "So this is the famous Xiao Yan," he sneers. "The so-called Dou Sheng prodigy everyone's been praising. Just another arrogant youngster who thinks he can change the world with a bit of strength." Xiao Yan's expression remains calm, his eyes steady, not rising to the bait. But Yao Lao's gaze hardens. "Hu Lao Guai," he says coldly, "I see time hasn't changed your nature." Still as spiteful as ever, Hou laughs, the sound echoing mockingly through the chamber. "Spiteful? No, Yao Chen, I'm realistic. You talk of alliances and unity, but all I see is another attempt to drag the Pill Tower into your personal vendetta. You may have your disciples' protection now, but don't think your past sins are forgotten." The elders murmur among themselves. Some are uneasy, others defiant. Xuan Kongzi's expression darkens, while Xuan Yi steps forward, her tone sharp. "Old Monster Hou, enough! This is neither the time nor place for your nonsense." But Hou simply smirks. "Oh, I'll have my say. I've already petitioned to become an elder of the Pill Tower. Once my position is formalized, I'll have a vote. And I assure you, I'll vote against this ridiculous alliance." The room falls silent. His words hang heavy in the air. If Hou succeeds, the vote could swing against Yao Lao's proposal, and the Heavenly Mansion Alliance may crumble before it even begins. Xiao Yan takes a step forward, his eyes glinting with quiet defiance. "Then perhaps," he says, his voice calm but carrying an edge of steel, "we should settle this the old way." Old Monster Hou narrows his eyes, a wicked grin spreading across his face. "Oh, you wish to challenge me, boy?" "Not as a boy," Xiao Yan replies, the faint smile of a Dou Sheng forming on his lips. "As a man of this continent, one who will not let the Soul Palace dictate our fate any longer." A murmur of excitement ripples through the gathered alchemists. The atmosphere is electric, anticipation surging like fire through the hall. Xuan Kongzi leans back, sighing softly. Looks like things are about to get interesting again." And so the stage is set. The Heavenly Mansion Alliance's birth hinging on the outcome of a single confrontation. On one side, Yao Lao and his disciple, bound by fate, wisdom, and fire. On the other, the scheming Old Monster Hou, whose greed threatens to fracture everything they've worked for. As Xiao Yan stands in the center of the hall, his aura flaring like a storm of black flames, the future of the continent once again rests on his shoulders. the fate of alchemists, the rebirth of alliances, and perhaps even the rekindling of old love, all converge in this single moment. The next episode promises a clash not merely of strength, but of ideals. Will the little pill tower stand beside Yao Lao once more? Will Xuan Yi and Yao Lao's hearts finally find peace after decades of regret? And will Xiao Yan's determination be enough to crush the arrogance of old Monster Hou? The answers lie just ahead, in the fire that never dies and the will that refuses to bow. The flames of destiny burn once more. And that concludes the preview of Battle Through the Heavens, episode 173. A chapter filled with nostalgia, emotion, and fiery anticipation. Yao Lao's long-awaited reunion with Xuan Yi adds warmth to the unfolding chaos, while Xiao Yan continues to prove that his rise to the Dou Sheng realm is only the beginning of a far greater journey. As the Heavenly Mansion Alliance begins to take shape, new enemies emerge, old flames reignite, and the balance of power across the continent begins to tremble. The confrontation with old Monster Hou promises to be explosive, a true test not only of strength, but of conviction. Will the little pill tower choose to stand with Xiao Yan and Yao Lao, or will hidden ambitions tear their plans apart? What do you think, dear viewers? Are you excited to see Xiao Yan face old Monster Hou? And do you believe Yao Lao and Xuan Yi can rekindle their love after all these years? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Your insights always bring life to our discussions. If you enjoyed this narration, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dive analyses and story breakdowns from Battle Through the Heavens and other top Donghua series. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay passionate, stay inspired, and keep your flames burning bright.